Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Parenting 911 Lived Experience Podcast. We are glad to see you, glad to have you back. We want to make sure that you share the information that you learn with others, other parents, other grandparents, other foster parents, and step parents. I am Frizelma Lynn, your host, and I am here today with an amazing woman that I just met. The conversation was so rich that I asked her to please be on the podcast. Not only that, she's going to be a part of our Parenting 911 citywide event. So we have Miss Aldrina Pope with us today, and she has so much to add into what we're talking about: discipline without damaging. Many of us think we know discipline. Let me make sure I say that correctly, because some of us don't really know the difference in discipline and punishment. But even with that, we don't understand that our words can truly damage our children and grandchildren. And we say such harsh things. Sometimes it's intentional, and sometimes it's not.
No, it's
Okay. So, what I want you to do first, Ms. Pope, is please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll go right into the interview.
okay. My name is Aldrina Pope. I am an author, counselor. I'm a mom of 6 children, and when I was talking with her on last week, this was so impactful because I was telling her, I work in the school system. But first, let me tell you more about myself. I'm a mother of 6 children. I have a associate in accounting. I have a bachelor's in human resources and master's in counseling. Well, I'm finishing up my master's in counseling. But I, s- I started writing a book about a couple years ago that God had put on my heart about women that hurt from a lack of knowledge. And some of the things God took me through, I was learning some stuff is generational.
Mm-hmm.
Some things are generational, and it goes back to my mom. And like I was saying in my book, I didn't tell everything, but one of the things when we was talking about in our conversation on last week is that words. Like I was a teen mom at the age of 15. I got pregnant by my pastor's son. And just the negativity and how I was talked about that impacted me. I was still a child in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes our body develops before our mindset, before
Absolutely.
and also it depends on if your family or your parents are grooming you.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That depends on that. Are they teaching you?
That's exactly.
My mom never said, my mom will always say, and said in my book, don't get pregnant. What does don't get pregnant looks
Mean.
like?
Oh, that's good.
What
That's
is
good.
that?
That's good.
What is that? You just said don't get pregnant. Okay. But what that conversation should have been, hey, let me teach you about your body. Let me teach you about what is changing in your life. Let me teach you how boys are now gonna be attracted to
That's
you.
right.
Let me teach you how not to have sex. That sex does not mean that love.
Good.
And I grew up in that.
Yeah.
Grew up in that.
Oh, that was good. That's
Mm-hmm.
very powerful, because it takes us back to train up the
Mm-hmm.
child. And so oftentimes we say little things, but that's not training. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't teach the children anything.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we didn't even show them
Mm-hmm.
what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So you're so right in saying, what does that even look like? What does it mean when you
Mm-hmm.
just say those things? And we have to also realize it's not just girls
Mm-hmm. That's true. Because you actually have to teach the boys what their body's going through and teach them how to control those
themselves.
feelings.
That's right. Absolutely.
Because once they get a whim of this is what you're supposed to do, what they're gonna do, they're gonna try to release it.
Mm-hmm.
Because women hurt from a lack of knowledge for one reason. They're thinking that there's some guys like them
That's right.
approaching them,
That's right.
but sometimes all they do is try to get their body
To
back.
use them. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, wow, we started this thing off rolling, right?
Yes.
Right. So when we're talking about discipline, Now, we're going to talk a little deeper about that
Mhm.
subject because you and I were talking. Discipline is not punishment. And most people think that's all it is. They think that if you punish, that's discipline. But actually, they are opposites of each
They
other.
are. They
The
are.
discipline is actually, and we were talking, this is my definition, and this is what I teach parents.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline has three steps. It's a
Mm-hmm.
process.
Mm-hmm.
The first part of the process is to tell them what you want them to do.
That's true.
But once you tell them, you have to now go back and show them. So now you got to model
Mm-hmm.
for them what you just told them you wanted them to do.
That's true.
And once you model it for them, you still have to let them practice
Mm-hmm.
so they can practice to get it just right.
Mm-hmm.
And most times, parents don't do the discipline because it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline takes your time and it takes you showing them. Many times we want the children to just do,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't want to take the time to teach them how
Mm-hmm.
to do what's right.
That is so true. I remember having a conversation with my daughter, and one of the things I told her was, "Hey," she said, "they know how to do this. They old enough."
Mm.
I said, "Mm." I said, "Old age and number a number."
Oh, very good.
Because did you teach them?
That's right.
I said, "When did you teach them?
Exactly.
When did you
Exactly.
teach them?"
Exactly. See, if they don't teach, what parents will tend to do is punish the child,
Mm-hmm.
assuming that they should know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not our job to assume they should know. Our
Mm-hmm.
job is to make sure they know.
That is true.
And that's by teaching them first.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk again about words. And
Oh
you
yes.
know, we the old saying that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. And words will kill.
Yes, they
Words
will.
will kill you.
Yes, it
The
will.
wrong words being
Yes, it will.
spoken.
Yes, it will.
So a lot of times parents will say things, hurtful things. Sometimes it's to get back at us, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's to get our attention, sometimes it's totally displaced,
Yes.
has nothing to do with us. We
Mm-hmm.
just happen to be in the wrong place at the
Yes.
wrong time.
Or sometimes it could be from stuff that has triggered within your parents, and the
Yes.
anger lashes out on you.
Oh yeah, that's good. The
Mm-hmm.
trigger.
The trigger.
Sometimes they don't even know what the trigger is.
They don't. I could give some examples. My mom would say things to me like, I have big lips. That's something that my dad had. She's like, "Ooh, you got big lips. You got to learn how to carry yourself. You got to do this so your lips will be smaller." Or, prime example, when I got pregnant, "What was wrong with you? Why are you being so stupid? Why you do this?" I grew up with those type of things. And so when it really hit me when I was afraid to complete my master's, because at that time I honestly felt like I was dumb. I'm stupid. I
Mm.
can't think. I can't do this. Worse, I didn't think I was pretty. And see, cause ooh, that make you look ugly. This. Why you wearing that? Never allowed me to go into my own style or do
Yeah.
things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And see, people don't realize how you talk to your
Oh,
kids.
yes, ma'am.
How you talk to your children means
Absolutely.
a lot.
Absolutely.
And then that does not feed love to them.
Mm.
So what did I do? I went out to find nice words.
Mm-hmm.
But nice words
Mm.
end up meeting guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned that men know how. Look, teenager boys know how to pray.
Mm. They
They
will
know.
prey on the weakest one.
Yes. Yes,
Absolutely.
I didn't have good high self-esteem about myself.
Look, you're not talking about this kind of praying. You're talking about lurking and watching and
Mm-hmm.
looking to see
Mm-hmm.
who is the weakest one and doesn't know any better.
That is so true. That is so true.
They will use the sweetest, most elegant words
Mm-hmm.
just to get you to do whatever it is they want you to do.
It was making me feel good about myself.
Oh my.
Something that I hate to say that I wasn't getting at home.
Exactly. So there was a lack.
There was a lack.
There was a void. And so
Mm-hmm.
they used their words and their manipulation,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, to fill that lack.
Feel
And
the lack.
then that lack was still empty.
Yes, and so what I did, I went out because the words trying to fulfill. And
Mhm.
then I learned as I matured and as I grow, and actually as I allow God to heal me,
Yes.
that love is more than just that.
Than
I
just
had to
that.
learn to love myself.
Good.
So
That's good.
sometimes you have to break all that generational stuff. You have to break those words.
Yes.
Those words, sometimes the words people speak define if a child is not healthy, or even if a child who's this person is your mom or your dad who's supposed to be the one helping you,
That's right.
actually making you see different about yourself. We are training our kids of who we are out of their anger.
Yes. And out of their hurt.
Or say things like a mom is, I talk about in my book, a mom is upset with their child because the child looks like the father. That's not their child's fault. You
False.
look just like your father. You make So what do? They grew up thinking I'm not gonna be nothing. I'm not nothing because I'm just like my father.
Wow. Yes. You're so right. I mean, we tend to feed so much negativity
Yes.
until the child now doesn't have confidence in themselves. They don't have high self-esteem about themselves. That they're shy. They think they look like what your words are saying, and they grow up with that in
It
them.
pierces a child.
Yes.
It really did pierce the child.
My mom would, when she would get upset, a little frustrated, she was single at that time. She had been married, but at this time, divorce and separation, she was single. She get upset, she would use profanity.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be specific about some of these words. She would use profanity. Profanity would break my heart. It would break my spirit into just, it seemed, hundreds of pieces. Make me just go somewhere in a closet in a dark corner.
It's like it's
And
condemning
just,
you.
yes, yes. She didn't understand how those words made me feel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it didn't seem that it mattered to my sister. She handled them fine. But we have to also pay attention to our children.
Yes.
And we have to realize when we're causing hurt to our own children,
That is true.
we're responsible for loving them and nurturing them, making them safe.
Mm-hmm. But what you're doing, you're pointing to your generations and generations to come.
Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It
Because
is.
hurt people hurt people.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're
Absolutely.
hurt when you're hurting your child, you're hurting your grandchildren.
Yes.
Because if your child don't get the help they need
To
or get
heal.
healed, it's gonna go because they think that's the norm.
Because that's the cycle. That's the cycle. Usually we parent in a way that we were parented.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we try to do the extreme opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not good either.
Mm-mm.
So you're so right. Yeah, it's a cycle, and we end up that generational harshness keeps going and going. One of the parents that's a client of mine, she's grandmother, and she's now just realizing that the harshness she was raised with, she used it to raise her children. She said that's all she knew.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's coming out from her children to the grandchildren, and she's seeing it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Because I realized, I'll never forget, I was going that same way. Anger. See, my anger was disappointment. My anger was rejection. My anger is like, why can't I live a better life than I'm living? My anger was all of those things, and I was pointing to my kids, something that I'm supposed to be taking care of.
Yes.
God give us things, and I had to learn. And I tell people, kids, you might have been your purpose. God allowed you to come in through an
Yes.
act of a mistake.
That's right. But
But
you are not the
you're
mistake.
not the
Yes,
mistake.
ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
And one of
ma'am.
the things I was learning and I didn't realize what I was doing. Well, I knew at some point I didn't want to be like my mom. I kept saying, I don't want to be like my mom. I don't want to do this like my mom. And my first lady, I was talking with her and I was telling everything that was going on. She's like, okay, the first thing you need to stop doing is stop disciplining them as far as whooping. And find other ways to discipline
Oh,
them.
wow, that's good. That's good.
Because until you learn how to control your anger.
That's right. That's right. You're taking it out on them at that point. The truth is, the spanking is a punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we'll do that to punish them for stuff they're not even responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
The like I said earlier, the discipline is all about teaching. And the reason you're teaching them is because you're changing their mindset
Mm-hmm.
so they can make better choices.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, she was so right. Sometimes that's all we know.
Mm-hmm.
We just know a spanking. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we just know a butt whooping. That's all we know.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other alternatives.
And I was telling a friend of mine, actually, I was telling her in the car. I said, you know what? I was asking God, I said, what am I talk about? Give me some insight. And one of the things came into mind when the first set of whoopings came. When was it?
Mm, wow.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And we got beat as black people because our master was angry at us.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you notice, when it comes to whoopings, that's of our nationality.
Mm.
But we never learned how to control it.
Ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's that part called self discipline.
Yes, that is
And
true.
that's the part that
Mm-hmm.
many times we miss. We
Mm-hmm.
miss the self discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we'll lash out. And I remember the conversation I was having with you. I said, I remember my mom was whooping my daughters,
Mm-hmm.
and she was whooping them, and they was crying, and she stopped. She said, I'm so mad at you, I could whoop you again, I could beat you again. And I had to intervene. I said, okay, now she's getting into some anger.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to stop her. I said, Mom, hold up, stop. I said, you don't whoop them enough. I said, that's it. I said, you're mad now. You don't need to do that.
Absolutely. So I help parents understand because there are other alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn what those alternatives are.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time when they spank, it's impulsive. So they're already angry or
Mm-hmm.
frustrated
Mm-hmm.
because something else somewhere didn't go well. So they're impulsive about it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Especially when they're getting older, when they're older.
older.
Because
Oh
like when
my
they're younger,
goodness.
yes.
Yes.
Especially when they're
Yes.
older.
Yes. Yes.
You're not smiling. I'm just gonna beat you. I'm just gonna whoop you and whoop you, or they'll start. And then
Yeah.
you go from this belt to the switch to a extension cord to a
Yes.
broom.
Oh wow. Wow. And see, all of that then becomes abusive.
Mm-hmm.
That becomes abusive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the spanking itself that's abusive. It is how you spank.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just like anything else. It's how you do it
That is true.
that's going to really affect the situation more
Mm-hmm.
so. Wow, yeah, I hadn't even thought about some of the tools that are used for the spanking,
Mm-hmm.
for the whooping, whatever you want to call it. Wow, that was good. That's good information.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you want parents to know about how they discipline or damage their children? What is it you want to tell them that's going to help them today change from the way they've done things that have been harmful to their children?
First, they have to sit back, and sometimes you have to remember, is that something that I like?
Mm,
Did I like the words that were spoken to me?
exactly.
Did I like the beatings or the whoopings that was given to me? Did it make me better or
Mm,
did it make me worse? Because what you don't realize, your kids are in your authority.
that's right.
And God put you, parents on those kids, for you to direct them to where they should go,
Absolutely.
not to damage them. And I even had to learn that. Learn to love your children. First, sometimes parents might have to heal themselves.
Exactly.
Heal
Exactly.
themselves and learn to love them, and then pour that love that they found and identified with their new self
Yes.
into their children.
To their children. Oh,
And speak life
mm,
into them. Speak who they are to become.
mm, very true.
Pray over them. Cover them. They have a purpose. They didn't just accidentally come here. Every individual has a purpose.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Aim them to their purpose, who they supposed to be. It's nothing like sitting in a counseling office and the students say after I graduate, I'm just not gonna do nothing. Nobody in my family do nothing.
That's
No,
right.
that's not true. You have a
Mm,
purpose.
yes.
What do you desire? When I ask students when they come to learn in high school, what do you see yourself doing for the rest of your life that you will love, you
Mhm.
enjoy? And that's how I like to aim their classes or
Yes.
help the counselors that's
Yes.
over that student. Hey, this is what they like. Because
Yes.
if you give them something that they love,
They'll
they'll
do
do
it.
well.
They'll do it. All of us will. All of us will. Parents have to learn that
Hmm.
same thing,
I see a lot of parents force their kids
to do
things
things
to
that they
live
want
out,
them to do.
yes, live out their own lives that they couldn't
Absolutely.
do.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. In one of the courses that I have, it is actually teaching parents how to see the purpose that God put in their children.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
most of them are like, I don't even know how do I know, you know? And so we walk through the steps of how to actually see what's already in them
Hmm.
that they do without thinking, and they enjoy it. They're good at it
Hmm.
because that was the purpose put in them. So
Hmm.
yeah, I definitely agree. I
And then
definitely
also teach them if they make mistakes, it's okay to make mistakes.
yes.
And let them know that they are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Oh, absolutely.
Teach
Absolutely.
them how to get up from their mistakes. Teach them how to shake it off
Yes.
and
Yes.
still forge ahead.
Yes. Oh, I
Mhm.
like that. That's good. All right. Tell the audience the name of your book.
Mhm.
Tell them where they can get a copy of your book
Mhm.
so that any of them that want to read more and know more about it can actually get their hands on a copy.
Okay. Um, the name of my book is Restoration Women Hurt from the Lack of Knowledge. I'm on Amazon.
Mhm.
Um, you can get it on Amazon. And I'm working on my website now, but my Instagram is aldrina.author.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. All right, we're going to add some of that information into the chat,
Mm-hmm.
everything, so that people can see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I certainly appreciate you being here with us
I appreciate you
today.
having me.
This was amazing. I do want to talk about our sponsors. Of course, one of our sponsors is Parenting911. And Parenting911 works with parents no matter where they are 24/7. We are
Mm-hmm.
trying to make sure that parents get their questions answered no matter what that is.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to www.parenting911.org and set up a call with me, and we'll go from there. Then we also have emotions you know, and that's the emotions game
Mm-hmm.
that helps parents learn how to identify what has been triggered, the emotion
Mm-hmm.
that's been triggered,
That's good.
and then to also share their stories because oftentimes we're angry because nobody's heard.
Mm.
Nobody's heard
That's
us.
good. That's good.
Nobody's told, nobody's listened when we
Mm-hmm.
tried to tell. So
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna make sure we let people know to go to emotionsyouknow.com and get more about the game. So I do appreciate you being here today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Anytime you want to come and share, please do. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye bye, everyone. We
Bye
hope that
bye.
you come to the next session. Parenting 911, lived experience. See you next week.